Welcome back to Breaking Waves. Recently, we left our boat in Mexico to return home to Canada, where we own a little piece of land near a surf wave. For the last 7 months, we worked hard to clear some space, build a platform, and have some friends help us erect a white duck wall tent so that we had a place to live while we worked to make money for the upcoming cruising season. 2 weeks ago, we packed up and left behind the most important thing we have.
This is really hard, actually.
Our senior dog, who much preferred life with the grandparents to boat life. We flew back to our sailboat to embark on what was going to be the biggest year of our lives, crossing the Pacific Ocean. Hit subscribe so that you don't miss out on this huge adventure to the South Pacific. This episode starts in Barra Navidad, Mexico. It's the morning after our flight back, and we are pleasantly surprised by how good a shape the boat is in after a long hurricane season. We don't have any food on the boat yet, so we grab breakfast off the French baker's panga that comes around to the boaters each morning.
Welcome back. Thank you. And you said an almond croissant?
Yes, please.
Coffee. Big guy. So much happier after a visit from the bakery. Hello everybody. Welcome back to the sailing version of Breaking Waves. We are happy to be back on the boat and happy to be here in Mexico. It's been great being back in BC for a little stretch. I think we did 8 months in BC back home, but we are now back on Kiana, back in the heat. I'm getting fried right now probably, and we are shaking out the boat. So it's been sitting for 8 months. We had it under management with Pancho here at Barra Navidad. He's awesome. He also picked us up from the airport. He's just such a nice guy, really honest guy. If you're gonna leave your boat in Barra and want somebody to look over it, he's your man. Overall, we're pretty happy with the shape that Kiana's in. Pretty excited to shake her out and get back out at anchor. We're hoping by Christmas we can be off the dock and enjoying ourselves again. So yeah, we're excited.
First thing first, attaining potable water.
Bye, boy.
Like most places in Mexico, the water in Barra de Navidad is not potable. But there is a service that you can pay for where they bring you jugs to fill your boat and then pick up the empty jugs later on. Time that I don't absolutely adore how much water Kiana can carry.
God, it's so pretty here.
There's a pool and a gym at this marina, which is a huge benefit for Canadians who maybe haven't acclimatized yet. Well, we are settling back into boat life. I have ceviche that I made up. Whipped into the town, into Barra Navidad. Hola, yo necesito un taxi the other day, and as soon as we got here pretty much, and stocked up on a couple groceries, and someone had just caught a mahi-mahi. So we have mahi-mahi, cucumber, avocado, red onion, ceviche. Nothing fancy, but it just adds to the vibe. And I am slowly chugging away at some boat jobs, so I will show you. We packed the boat up pretty thoroughly for hurricane season before we left, which meant if we wanted to get off the dock anytime soon, we had a bunch of work to do. I'm gonna give her a go because we gotta get the sail back on if we're gonna get off the dock. It's been a second and I've already hit a block. Look at this. Pulled this out of our drum. Something moved in during the summer. There's a bunch. Oh, there we have a whole feather. Moment of truth. Here we go.
All right, guys, I just checked out for the holiday week off. Vacation mode, yeah, baby. So if we're gonna get off the dock, which is our plan, the dinghy, unfortunately, one of the 3 chambers is leaky, like very leaky, not pinhole leaky, but like won't even hold air at all. Which is actually easier to find the hole at least. We found the hole, but now we gotta figure out how to fix that properly. Looks like the seams came undone back here. This is where I could really see a lot of air coming out last time I tried to inflate it. And then there's like this worn area. I don't know if that's contributing to a leak or not. Looks like probably. And then these seams, there's a couple of spots. Where is it? Right there. That's starting to come undone there too, so that could be a leak as well. We'll give it a go, and hopefully we can get this dinghy back in the water. Pretty, but it'll work, I think.
How's it going? Oh shoot. The leaking dinghy saga continues. Oh, you got this other one done though, eh?
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't want to touch it, it was wet. Well, hopefully.
This is the weak spot on these things.
Yeah.
There's another leak over here somewhere.
It's definitely the weak spot on our dinghy.
Buenos dias, Feliz Navidad. It is Christmas Eve here in Mexico, and what better thing to do on Christmas than get off the dock for the first time in 9 months or something. So Alie's, she stayed up late and cleaned. I went to bed early. I'm up early now, and I'm getting, I believe the dinghy is repaired after a second attempt. I didn't show you guys that, but I'm getting that in the water. I'm getting the outboard crane all set up so I can lower the big old outboard down, and then getting the davits reestablished with their pulleys and ropes and all that stuff that we took down last season. So I'll show you what happened with the dinghy. I got a feeling that won't be the last time I repair this dinghy this year, but at least I can feel relatively confident that I've got a method that works good enough. One of my big priorities this year, probably when we head back up north where there's better marine supplies, is to finally really dial in this outboard crane. We've got a really heavy outboard, 20 horse. It's like 130 or 40 pounds, I think. Oversized for this crane, and I think we just need a better pulley system, and we need to have more like blocks along the way that gets it back to the winch, and a longer rope, and just like really make it as easy as possible, because for the amount that we do this, you just don't want it to be a pain in the ass, especially when you're not at the dock and you're out in like a rolling anchorage. Like, man, it can be such a pain in the ass.
Today is a special day. A moment we've all been waiting for, really. Waiting about 6 months for. We're getting off the dock. Santa Claus is coming. Santa! I know him.
Ah, it's nice to see her floating again, isn't it? Okay, so let's see how it goes. Not bad.
is inflated and holding air. Our jib sail is back on. Our electronics are reinstalled. We have provisioned, we have cleaned, we have unpacked our stuff. We have put in a bunch of work to get this boat back up and running, and it is a moment that we have been thinking about for a while. We are getting off the dock. We're going sailing! It's honestly taking me a bit, like a minute, well, half a second to remember how to do this.
Yeah, feels pretty good. Feels damn good, actually. Yeah, let's get the jib it.
Is this the direction we want to go?
We're just remembering how to sail again over here. Wee baby, we sailing! Oh man, you know, I love my friends and family back home, but there's honestly no better way to spend Christmas than sailing in the hot heat of a place like Mexico. Whew. Looking good so far. Touch wood, I'll touch wood in a second here, but it's looking good. Yeah, it's beautiful. Our boat. I am thoroughly enjoying this sail. Feels really good to be back on the boat, back sailing the boat. Admittedly, I don't know if we've talked much about Bruce not being here yet, but Bruce is staying with my parents this year. We love that guy, and we miss him dearly most of the time. But when we're sailing, man, do I ever not miss him. Just the space in the cockpit. Normally he's just laying on the floor, taking up space, or if it gets a little hectic, he gets, you know, kind of nervous. And it's just so much more pleasant not having a big old golden retriever on the boat while sailing. Makes the boat just feel way bigger. Makes the cockpit feel way bigger and like appropriately sized for me and Alie. And otherwise, I'm just loving being out on the water. It's such a beautiful day. That 16 knots breeze. It's a headwind, but hey, we haven't sailed in so long that we don't care. It's like, let's go for it. Beat into it. Happy to be in Mexico. I'm stoked about the year ahead. I'm just happy in general. I feel like we've worked pretty hard over the years to be where we are now, and what's in front of us is so exciting. I'm just stoked that that's where we're at. Here we go. How do you feel?
Happy.
Happy.
Very like deeply content. After an exciting sail where we dusted off the cobwebs of our sailing skills, we made it to the beautiful anchorage of Tenakatita, where we would spend a couple days over Christmas. We found a beautiful little spot for us to drop anchor and realized, shit, we forgot to fix the windlass. Thank you for tuning in for this week's episode. Make sure you hit subscribe and the bell so that you don't miss out on our upcoming adventures aboard Kiana. And if you love this channel and want to see it survive and grow, head over to Patreon for some extra behind-the-scenes action.